about these topics. Darknet Diaries is a very entertaining one. I'm going to go show their website. Let's see, I've got them on a shortcut here somewhere. Darknet Diaries, tech resources. It's kind of difficult to find them every time I try to go get them. I got a lot of stuff marked there, so let's just go search. Dark Net Diaries. And yeah, so Google search will get you to them. They have all these episodes, and I'm probably maybe a couple behind. Episodes 126. They're at no Art Re-Evil. I think I have listened to that one. Come all the way down here to the bottom. You get to oh, these episodes are not. Oh, I see. They're kind of categorized by. Oh, there's incident response. So these are all stories about incident response. So that's where I have my awareness of incident response. Now, this podcast is free and is very entertaining. Interviews with black hat hackers. So they actually do. He does actually interview. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not showing you that. Ah, am I? No, I wasn't.
No, Jim. I mean, Doug, you were not showing us that.
Go back. If you do a Google search,
poke a little fun at everybody here.
darknetdiaries.com, or just go to the website. And this got me right into this part of their website because I've been there before. You can click on episodes here and go through them in order. So this is in reverse order here. And I think I found a way somewhere to change that order so you get them in the opposite order. You can get them also on podcast vehicles. Here to go, start at the beginning. So click on start at the beginning at the bottom. So then it gets to episode 1 and you can go through them one at a time. That's 2017, but it's very well worth listening to. They're old episodes, very well worth listening to. So I got to there just by describing where I came up with my awareness of those career categories that we're showing here. And I think I'm reasonably on target with them. We'll take a look at what's going on in chat. Blue team builds the door, red team breaks down the door. Okay. Yeah, I know. That's a good humorous way to say it. The blue team sets up the network environment, puts in the security implementations. If they miss something, that's how they're building the door. If they miss something. Good morning, Greg. Bobby can't get into my router. I reset the password. Bobby, if you'd like to send me an email, I'd love to do a remote session with you and do it during a live stream or post it later as a video. Or you can get help from people in the chat.
Look, Doug and I are drinking our drinks in sequence. Look at that. That's amazing. It's like we almost planned it.
All right. That covers all of that.
Hi, Confusion.
I think I'm going to go ahead and wind this down. We're at 24
Let me know if you can hear me on the YouTube stream over Doug, please.
Ken Stout, get ready because they're about to come at you. Is there something here I can give him a few more moments with? Other. What do they give us on other? Resources, buy vouchers, messages, develop rooms. Oh yeah, I saw that. Let me come over here to this my rooms. I can actually create rooms in the system. I got no idea what I would do, and other people could have room codes. I'm wondering if people run their own games maybe. Join and search rooms on the Hacktivities page to start hacking. Yeah, I think this thing's going to be fun.
All right, cool. Thank you, Confusion.
Hacking. There's the learning
Probably can hear. I hope you can hear Doug as well.
After I get through this dashboard section that I'm on now. See, this is the last of these three, right? I would suspect after I've gone through these cyber careers and done the quiz, that then they're going to ask, okay, what career path what learning path do you want to use? Because I think here they've covered everything in broad big scale terms.
I kind of like this. I could end my stream right for he ends his stream, and
go.
I haven't done a thing.
So what am I interested in? I'm interested in
too bad you can't pause the stream.
Only to the extent of knowing what the penetration testers are likely going to be trying
to do.
Or that
Davinci,
I can
though.
use their techniques to try to break in to my clients.
I actually have Davinci running,
so that I can figure out what I need to do.
But I was having problems.
Their security. Another one for that would be security engineer, for strengthening the security of my clients' networks. I don't think security and analyst, that if I'm right about that, that's really the broad worldwide view, big picture analysis of the security environment in IT. So I think it's going to be security engineer or penetration tester that I would go for first. I'm very interested in malware analyst. I'm very interested in digital forensics examiner, but those two aren't quite as important to my clients. I need to beef up my capabilities with my clients. So I think that's going to be penetration tester or security engineer. A last look at chat, then we're going to sign off.
Oh, sure. Here we go again. Last look at chat, and he'll go another 10 minutes.
A tech have to come. It's going to cost $40. Oh, that's interesting. I'd like to know more about that. Love for you to come into a Zoom session and tell us more about that. You can send me an email. I'm going to display my email address in a little bit here. Bobby, I need to go turn you blue so that we know that you're somebody who has been interacting in a productive fashion with us. I make people moderators on my channel not to use a heavy hammer on others in the chat room. I'd rather you didn't do that. There's a small number of people that I think could be going after that if they know and understand my philosophy.
Wow, Doug is still running, but I got the notification that he just sent everybody over here. That's interesting. Is YouTube that far behind right now?
It's been run. Oh, he says it's been running. Misunderstood you when I said about. Oh, okay. So it sounds like he's got a show already running. So I'm going to go drop out real quick here. Here's the email address.
That's why.
If you want to send me an email, Bobby in particular.
Sorry, Doug.
Go ahead and say,
Thank you.
I hope that was useful. Have a great day. Catch you later. Goodbye.
Oh, wow. That was pretty good. The pop-up showed up over on my monitoring screen that he sent everybody over, and it was about 6 to 7, maybe 10 to 15 seconds. 6 to 7, maybe 10 to 15 seconds. 6 to 7,
I got
maybe
the
10
echo.
to 15
About
seconds.
6 to 7,
I got
maybe
the
10
echo.
to 15
About
seconds.
6 to 7. So let's get rid of that. Actually, let's get rid of that whole thing. And I was going to work on Daily Davinci on this while Doug was going on another monitor. But as soon as I fired this up, Doug started buffering. I had the little circle going around, whatever that thing's called. So I thought, well, I will not do that and see what happens. Well, as soon as I minimize this, then Doug's stream started back up. I'm going to say at this point in time it's coincidental, because when I minimized this one time, then Doug went ahead and buffered again a few minutes later. So I'm guessing it was coincidental. I honestly don't know. I'm going to do a few things to see possibly if that's it. So I'm not going to change this right now. I'm going to do that otherwise. I'm going to go into my project manager. No, actually, I'll just shut it down. I haven't made any changes, so there's nothing going to be affected there. Well, maybe I'll shut this down. So for those of you that don't know, this is a screen. This is my screensaver of my mom right here and her best friend who passed away 2 years ago. I just like they're on a canal here in Indianapolis, and they had a really good time. So I'm going to fire up Daily Davinci. Yes, and here's the international man of something. Let's just go with something. So, what do we want to do today? Well, I think I'll just go over here and discuss something that caught my ear from Doug's stream on Saturday. I'm going to rehash a couple of things first of all. When you first open up Daily Davinci, you can come down here to this settings and change your frame rate. And I always set mine to 30. And then you hit save. That's about the only thing I save. There are other things in there you can change, but that's about the only one I do. And my mom's calling me. Kind of have to take this, so please enjoy the dead silence for just a second. Hello. Can I call you back after bid? All right. Love you. All right. Bye-bye. All right, sorry about that. My mom had eye surgery this morning. She sounds fine. So anyway, back to where I was at. I called her earlier to give her the bad news that the Indianapolis Colts fired their football coach this morning. They've called me and I've turned it down. I don't need the stress right now. So when you first open this up, you come up with the blank screen or a blank canvas, whatever you want to call it. You have to have media. And let's start the little whiz bang gizmo thingy here so it looks professional. All that is a circle that you can come up here and hit control and it makes it go down like that. So you have to have media. You have to import the media. And I would say 99% of my stuff gets imported from downloads. I do have a data drive. I do have a Davinci folder. I do have Davinci Resolve data. And as I do my little projects, I'm getting better about putting my little projects actually in a project folder. But as you can see, I also have my grandchildren and a few other things that are not. So go back to media, right click, import media, and bring something in that you want to mess with. So what do I want to mess with? Essential shockwave. I'll have to show you guys what that is here in just a second because I can do that from here. So I'll just use this. This might work. It's a PNG. Drag it from your media pool down to your timeline. And it'll go anywhere. And then just put it over here to the beginning. And this is a static picture, so there's going to be absolutely nothing happen with this. Let's add something to it. We'll go to effects. We'll go to generators, and down here under fusion generators, or actually in generators at the very bottom, essential generators, I'm going to grab this essential shock wave. I don't know if it'll work on this or not. We're going to find out. So we'll hit the play button. Ah, sweet. I didn't realize it would be that good for this. Honestly, I did not know that. I had not practiced this or tried it. Now, I'm going to adjust. You can make adjustments here on your screen on what you want. I like to have my timeline down here so that I have enough space to work with. Now, if I wanted to see only the picture, you can turn this off. Obviously, today is going to be just a rehash over a lot of things we've done in the past. Maybe we have some new viewers. Maybe we have some people that need to be reminded, me, of how to do things. And basically, I really didn't plan on anything today. I wanted to show, and I will show here next, something Doug mentioned on Saturday. So when you play this now, because I disabled the clip above it, nothing happens. If I come in here and enable this clip and disable this clip when I play the clip, then we get that. And by default, it's only going to run for a second. You have to go in and make all kind of changes. Basically, if you right click, change the duration, this shows now it's running for 15 seconds. We'll hit change. It's not. This is still running for about 1 second. So I've got to remember how to do that at some point in time, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. back to what Doug said. I just wanted to share that because you can put this effect over obviously a static picture, or if you go grab a video, which I don't know if I've got a video in here or not. Oh, I'm sure I do. This is an hour and a half long. I can't really use it. It'll take forever to load in. I'm pretty sure that'll take forever to load in. Well, maybe not. And then we'll move this up. We'll bring this down. Put it underneath it. We'll disable that. Don't really need to hear the soundtrack, so we'll mute that. That's interesting that that's in that format. And if we hit play, we get a 1 second effect. All right, good. So now to get rid of things, let's go over how to get rid of things. Let's say you don't want this. Highlight it with the red box, use the backspace, and it gets rid of it. But because I don't have the link here, the audio is still there, highlight it, backspace, and get rid of it. Makes no difference where you put your stuff. You can put this 10 frame or 10 video slots above it, it's still going to play, or you can put it right next to it. It makes no difference whatsoever. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this. You delete it the same way. Highlight it, backspace, it's gone. Same thing with this. Highlight it, backspace, it's gone. And you'll notice when you get it out of the media pool, it goes red down here because it can't find it. Now to get that back, you can do this a couple different ways. You can find it in the media pool, which we know is not going to be there. Not there. You can right click and you can, should be open file location. It's not there. I know when it's red up here, open file location is available to go see where it used to be and where you've moved it to. I have experience in that, unfortunately. So when I go bring this back, knowing where it's at, and click on that there, and click open, it's instantly going to show back up. Now, if I were to move this, this will turn red, that'll turn red, then you can right click on this and go to the location. And I can demonstrate that rather quickly by going to the project manager. I'm going to open this. Do I want to save the changes? No, not really. I'm getting good about that. I have a red one right here. So I'll right click, open file location, and then it's kind of hard to read, but it used to be in my D drive, movies, desktop, MP4, mailbox opening with effects. That's where it used to be. That's where Davinci thinks this is still residing. So I'm not sure where I moved it, and this one's probably going to be the same way. I don't know if you guys heard that big bell or not, but when I open the file location, it's going to say, yeah, it's in the same spot. So that's what that is. Now, again, I know I'm going to knock this out real quick. I'm going to close this one. Now, you'll notice now I don't have the option of just going straight over to new project. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to close it. As soon as I do that, I can now do an untitled project. Double click it to open it. I'm not going to change the frame, the FPS, frames per second. I suggest you do. What I want to do is in the media pool, there's a few ways you can do this. Right click, and I'm going to do a new fusion composition. You can name it what you want. Okay? And we're just going to leave it like that. We're going to create it. Puts it up here. You drag it down to your timeline. Right click. Open in Fusion is one way. Open in Fusion right here is another way. And there was, go back one. I think you can double click it, or you double click it up here. Yeah, double clicking it in the media pool will open in Fusion too. Now, why did I show you this? Well, because Doug said on Saturday something about the little boxes, and what he was referring to are called nodes. You have a media out. This is looking for something over in here to display up here. So I'm going to grab a background node, which is a box called a node. I'm going to take the output of the background node, and I don't know why, but everyone I watch, they go, you grab the node out, and they go like this. I don't know why they do that. Just grab it and put it over here. And my OCD won't allow it to be crooked, so I bring it down like that. Now it still shows nothing. So if we change the opacity, or if we change the color to a different color, it'll show up. Now the reason for that is it has a source in to a source out. Pretty simple. This can be anything. You can go over here to the media pool. You can right click, grab media. I'll just grab Mrs. K and I from yesterday, drag it down in here, and then we can plug this into here. Oh no, we can't, because it's already got a source. In order to make this picture show up on this screen, it has to be merged, and to merge it, you just grab it, put it to the output, puts a merge node, and puts it in there. It's kind of a shortcut. Now, if we didn't want the green background, you just simply click on your background, change the color to black, hit OK. While this is still highlighted, come over here to the alpha and make it transparent by putting the alpha down to 0, 0. Now this is transparent. I will demonstrate. We're still on the background. I'm going to bring the alpha completely up. I'm going to go back over here. And if I play this, that should have a picture in there. Maybe not. Maybe not. Well, live and unscripted doesn't mean it's going to work. Oh, wait. Why did that do that? Oh, my goodness. Because I went into this. You would think it would have all that stuff in there. It does not. So go back, right click, open in the Fusion page. Oh, doggone it, make a liar out of me. Do I have to seriously do this right here? Open in Fusion. There we go. To me, that's kind of, and I knew that, by the way. To me, that's kind of a silly way. I was going to say something else. I don't know if I can double click on here. I cannot. I should be able to highlight this, go to Fusion, and all that stuff be there. I should not have to go to the Fusion timeline, right click, and open in Fusion to get it back. It's just silly. Now you can get rid of that by actually not doing it the way I'm doing it. Let's change this to green. Hit OK. Go back to here. It's still not going to show up because I'm doing something wrong. Too early in the morning. So right click, open in Fusion, get rid of that, get rid of that. Generally, the Fusion, you're going to make changes to things, and it's still not there. That's interesting. Huh. All right. Let's do the same thing, only do it a different way. I'm going to get rid of this, highlight it, delete it. I'm going to keep my media because I want that. I'm going to get rid of that, highlight it, delete it. So now if I go to Fusion, if I drag this down to here and open Fusion, there's going to be a media in and a media out. Ta-da! Something went right. That's because over in the edit page, whatever's on the edit page is going to show up on the Fusion page. If I were to 24 minutes, okay. If I were to go back to the edit page and add, let's say, import media, and let's just say I add the pumpkins, and I add Christmas is coming up, add those two. then I can drag these down at the same time because they're both highlighted. You guys see that, right? Put one there, put one there. Then when I go over here, they're all three going to be there. When I go to Fusion, rather, they're all three going to be there with whatever the predominant one is because I haven't separated them out yet. So interesting to know that as well. I don't want those. I'm going to backspace and get rid of them. Get rid of that. I want this one. And we'll get rid of that. Oh, maybe not. Get rid of that. Go grab the media again real quick. And I'm coming up on my time. Besides, my breakfast lunch was just handed to me. That's over there on the side. So let's offset that just a little bit. Go to Fusion and see why we have that one. Because that's the one that's highlighted. If I highlight this one, no. Wow, I'm gonna have to look into that because both of these should be showing one on top of the other. But back to the subject at hand, nodes are, if I wanted to add text, I bring the text node down or the text box. I go in here and I put in my text. I change the color of my text to what I want. That'll look really good against an orange background. Change the font of the text to what I want. And you can download any text you want. Change the size of the text. It's not showing up because it's not connected. If I want to see what it looks like, I can bring it up here in this one, and then I can change the size. And you can see on the other one, it does preview what it's going to be, even though it's not connected. So we're going to go with about right there. All I'm going to do to connect it is, the simplest way is grab the out, put it in the out, put some merge, and it puts your text in there. That's the simplest way. That is the simplest way. You can also do that by grabbing a merge node right here, dragging it down into here, text to merge, merged out, and it'll put another, should have put another, right, puts it in there. But now it's acting as a mask. Okay, and I stumbled across this a while back as well, that instead of a true mask using one of the masking capabilities, the ellipse, the polygon, and all this other stuff, I have now created a mask. If I do this a different way, forgot to off click on that. If I do this a different way, if I highlight this and click on this, it'll connect the merge to it automatically. So there's 3 or 4 different ways you can do this and get rid of the merge. If I highlight media, click on merge, it puts the merge node in. And then if I put the text into there, we put it in the foreground. I said this before, I've said it too many times before, but I'm going to say it again. This program is so powerful. It really is limited to what you can think you want to try to do at any given point in time with anything. So I could take this, take my merge, take the merge and plug it into here. At that time it worked. That's what it should have done. It should have, the first time it should have taken the text into the merge, into a second merge and put it on top. I don't like that. I want to go back to having the mask. So I'm going to bring the merge node down, connect this to this, daggone it. Grabbing that little box sometimes is fun. Connecting the little box sometimes is fun. If I put this over here, nada. So I'm going to put this in there. I put it in the foreground. So now it's a mask. If I move Doug's text, then it's acting as a mask. Cool. I'm going to wrap this up. Yeah, the little boxes, I'm going to answer a real quick question. on, I see in chat, the little boxes are nothing more than sources. And it's a pipeline, it's a flow chart. You start with something here. You make all your whiz-bang effects in here between the start and the finish. So you have start, finish. Now I want to manipulate that. Well, how do I want to manipulate it? Well, let's add a polygon square, and you'll notice it instantly puts the polygon square there. Then you can go into here, change it, and it's just a mask. It's just masking the square area. So if I want the square area to be bigger, that's the border. If I want it to be bigger, I come down here to width and height. We're going to make it wider. And this is kind of how I'm going to cheat and make my YouTube banner, by the way. There's Tony Wallow with the T-5. Well, nope, that is not Tony Wallow. That is the VA telling me I have an appointment that I already knew about. Thank you very little. And then I can do this. That's mask number 1. And since I know I am now at, oh, where's my timer at? Doggone it. 31 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'd like to keep these right around a half hour. If you would like to see a daily Davinci Part 2 later this afternoon, let me know. I tentatively have been asked to help someone set up and go live. I feel very privileged and very honored to have been asked that. And hopefully I can get this person up and running, and he'll be live within a couple days, if not today. So I want to thank everybody. Long Dog, on that box. Yeah, we'll cover that. Greg says, no thanks. Okay, well, then you get to watch the golfing premiere. Rick Lake said he would like to see a part 2. Robert says morning, afternoon. Jeff says see you later. I'll translate that over to yes. There'll be he wants to see a part 2. So let me figure out, can I do this from here or not? I honestly do not know. I'm looking for something in my OBS. We'll see how that goes. So some shout outs while the screen is running, and I got to fix that. That's entirely too long. Confusion was here. It was good to see Confusion. Hadn't been around in a while. He's all right. Jeff Ryman, Long Dog, great guy. Robert Michael, Wintermute. The blue dot on the node is for masking. I'll have to go back and watch this to see what you're talking about. I missed that at the time, so I do not know. Wintermute. All good, Tony, if you're watching. Tony just sent me a text and apologized for helping out. I understand life does crop up and get in the way sometimes. It happens to all of us. So I'll scroll to the bottom and see if yeah, Jeff, that's an oldie but a goodie. So now we're at 33 minutes. I will end the stream. It says good night and thank you, although it's not night. It's technically the middle of the afternoon, 1 o'clock. I am setting the premiere up for Golfing with Mr. and Mrs. K for, I want to say tomorrow night, or is it tonight? It might be tonight. I'll check and let you guys know during part 2. Thanks, everyone. Oh, wait, you can't see me. The camera went away. Oh, my goodness. I got to make an adjustment to that. All right, bye. I'm going to be a Doug. I hope that was helpful to someone. Bye, everybody. No, Lorna did not play. She plans on playing Friday. We'll discuss that more in depth later. So I am going to go ahead and hit